Hey guys, it's Rico4 here, or Rico for short, and today I have another League of Legends match for you, this one featuring Cassiopeia. On the rest of my team, I have my friend This Is Bob playing as Gragas, and Ash, Nocturne, and Siva players, and on the enemy against us will be Ari, Cho'Gath, Twitch, Akali, and Ziggs. And I also do want to point out, this was taken from a normal game, but because the ranked servers were down. Other than that, I always play ranked. But this is draft mode because I just wanted to try out draft mode, the different queues, and see if it was any different to normal blind pick. So this is taken from a draft pick normal mode game. The enemy does have a jungle Cho'Gath. And we don't actually, if you might have noticed, don't have a jungler. We have a Nocturne player, but he won't be jungling because I have no idea why. He took Smite and then at the last second he changed and said he wasn't jungling, so that's that basically. So we have we are going to have two top against one of theirs, which I believe will be Ari. I'm not too sure about that. I forgot. But we do have the enemy Ziggs going mid, as I do remember that I was mid and Gragas went with somebody else. This is Bob playing Gragas was actually going to solo top, but then Nocturne player decided not to jungle. Anyway, so I think I'll just skip until it's actually finished loading. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, hey guys, it's me again, and after about 5 minutes, the opposing Akali has actually finished loading, so should be able to get this game rolling in a second. There we go. Alrighty. So, off the starting line we go. And wow, that's pretty buggy. Okay. Now, basically, Cassiopeia is an AP caster, mid or solo top, and right now in the current metagame, she is actually probably one of the strongest AP casters, just because she has amazing damage potential, and her ultimate is great in team fights. So, Rye will probably have to address this later on, but right now she is really strong. Anyway, so Ziggs, as I said, will be mid, and before, as you could see, he's once again there, going to toss out those bouncing bombs, and I'm going to keep trying to recall because I keep missing my Q, which I'll talk about in just a second. And once again, going to use another bomb, and because they bounce, going to actually hit me again, so I'm going to just go back here, recall, get my health back, and then go back to the lane. So we're going to have up top Nocturne and Ash, which is probably going to deal a lot of damage, and they're going to have to split farm. So going to be against, I believe, Ari, I'm not too sure, but they will have a 2v1 top, and this was a problem that my friend This Is Bob was saying, so he didn't actually want to be in the 2v1 situation, so he actually was going to go bot, and it seems that he's going to go bot with Siva. Right, so it is going to be Ari solo top. Right, so Cassiopeia is a great AP champion because her different skills enable her to just harass the enemy so much. And right now, going to go after this Ari, and the crit from Ash, plus the exhaust, and Nocturne's black thing, I forgot what it's called, actually going to be able to pick up the kill and get first blood to, I believe it was Nocturne. Right, and effect Nocturne actually is pretty hard to deal with. Anyway, so this Ziggs actually dealing a fair amount of damage to me, actually making me flash away because I did think that he was going to use another one of those bouncing bombs. Anyway, so basically what I'm trying to do is farm with either my Q or my basic attack, and then what I'll do is I'll harass with my Q, which is Noxious Blast. Cassiopeia blasts an area with a delayed high damaging poison, dealing magic damage over 3 seconds and granting her movement speed for a few seconds if she hits a champion. And just then I was able to take down Ziggs using my Noxious Blast, my E, my Twin Fang, which I'll talk about in just a second, and my Ignite. So basically what I like to level up next and what I use for harassing is my E, my Twin Fang. Cassiopeia deals magic damage to a target. If the target is poisoned, then Twin Fang's cooldown is reduced to 0.5 seconds. This is a great skill for just generally harassing or in a 1v1 teamfight, because her Q and her W, her miasma, will be able to keep the enemy poisoned. And because of that, she'll be able to use her Twin Fang just to continuously keep using them and just deal out so much damage. Sometimes people like to max Twin Fang next. Just because of that cooldown, you're able to just deal so much damage. But I prefer to level up my Noxious Blast first. Sometimes, occasionally, just to try it out, I will go Twin Fang, but I haven't actually done that properly yet. So, for the purpose of this video, it will be Noxious Blast that I do max up first. Anyway, so obviously with this Twin Fang, 50 mana, and because of her ability to spam well, obviously there will be mana issues. Her passive does help a little bit, which I'll talk about in just a second, but mostly blue buff does help immensely, as it's you can run out of mana on her pretty quickly. So her passive is Deadly Cadence. After casting a spell, any subsequent spell cast will cost 10% less for 5 seconds, and this ability can stack up to 5 times. So it's great for in a combo, say using a Q and then E. Anyway, and meanwhile Cho'Gath actually going to gank top and get a kill on our Ashe with that red buff helping slow her down. Anyway, so Deadly Cadence, it does help a little bit, but in just generally harassing, it doesn't really help that much. So it's great to have blue buff, and I did just miss that kill, but Gragas was able to get a kill on Twitch, and I believe it was because he used double barrel, as everybody basically does. Anyway, so her W is Miasma. Cassiopeia releases a growing cloud of poison that lasts for 7 seconds. Any enemy that passes through it is poisoned for 2 seconds, dealing magic damage each second and slowing them by a percentage. Continual exposure renews this poison, and that's it right there. And meanwhile, Fizz is going to actually chase me in past the bush, and I did notice he was actually and because of that, I was able to turn around and then be able to kill him, because despite the fact of his passive, I was able to take him down without him bursting me down. Anyway, here comes Cho'Gath, going to take a turret hit and then continue trying to chase me. Still has cloth armor and a few health potions. I'm just going to toss out my miasma and then just cut off his path to me and then retreat around. Anyway, so I did start off Boots 3. That was because you can start Boots 3 or Doran's, as I did pick up after that first kill. You can start Doran's on Cassiopeia, but it depends which champion I'm up against. If it's a champion that I know won't harass me much, then I'll probably take Doran's, but if it's an enemy like Ziggs, then I'd like to take Boots 3, because Ziggs does have that ability to harass really easily with his bouncing bombs, his slowing bombs, and also his passive, which basically adds magic damage to his basic attack. Anyway, so going to go back to buy and heal up while my lane was pushed, get another Doran's ring, some health and mana potions. Mana potions, obviously because of her mana issue. And I'm going to miss a few of these creeps, but it doesn't matter too much. Anyway, so her ultimate is Petrifying Gaze. Cassiopeia deals magic damage to all enemies in front of her. Enemies facing her are stunned for 2 seconds, while enemies facing away are slowed by 60%, or well, as percentage basically. This is great in team fights. It's basically an AoE stun or slow, and if timed perfectly can actually change a team fight. So from you losing to the team able to get that stun, and 2 seconds is actually quite a long time. So if you have, say, for instance, an Amumu, then he can get into position for his ultimate. But if it's like, for instance, we have a Gragas, then I'll be able to ult, and then he can ult, and then Ashe can ult, Nocturne can ult, etc., and Sivir can just stand in the back hitting people, because that's what Sivir does best. And meanwhile, because it's a 2v1 top, they are going to be able to take down the turret. And this was the problem that that me and this is Bob were talking about when we were playing this match. Anyway, so I am level 7, so my Noxious Blast is level 4. Even though it doesn't look like it deals much damage, it's because it's more of a damage over time spell. Anyway, so going to use my ultimate, going to use my ignite, going to use my miasma, and then because I had that poison on her, my Twin Fang was up quite a few times, and because of that I was able to deal more damage than he could sustain or deal back to me, so I was able to get the kill on him. And I'm just going to recall, heal up, and buy a few more stuff. So, normally on Cassiopeia, what I like to do is a little bit different from my main casters. Like, I normally do a lot of casters, and meanwhile Greg is going to actually dive Twitch and get the kill. And Sivir going to get chased by Akali, has been ignited, going to go keep attacking Akali so she can have that extra movement speed, and then Gragas is going to be able to use a barrel and then pick up the kill on Akali and start a killing spree. Anyway, so when I went back, did pick up some more mana potions and a third Doran's ring. Sometimes I like to stack Doran's rings, as I am doing now, but if I want a really quick game, then I won't. But if I'm going well in a lane like this, sometimes I like to do it just for even more early lane dominance. Anyway, so basically what I like to build after, meanwhile, Ari actually going to use her ultimate, but it doesn't matter because Ashe is going to be able to hit her with her ultimate, and then Nocturne's going to be able to get the fear off, and then be able to pick up the kill. Anyway, so normally what I like to build on Cassiopeia after a few Doran's rings is Sorc shoes or Sorcerer shoes, and then after that actually build into a Hextech Revolver, and then a Will of the Ancients. And the good thing about this match is that me and this is Bob were actually going to both build double Will of the Ancients or Word Up, because right now in the current meta or current time now, it is actually pretty strong because of the aura. It does give grants nearby allied champions a 30 ability power and 20 spell vamp, and when you have more than one champion with that, it really does help. Anyway, so going to be able to go after this Ziggs, but unfortunately I used my ultimate just a little bit too late, and he flashed away just as I used it, so that's going to be able to help him escape, and because of that I'm not going to be able to get the kill. But I did burn his flash, and look at this, he is sticking around for some stupid reason, I have no idea what. And I'm going to stay in the lane. I was going to recall, but I'm going to stay in a little bit just to see if I'm going to be able to get the kill. Anyway, so he is still pretty low. Run out of mana health potions. I do believe he used one earlier, and he is running Flash Ignite and has got his Flash Down and his Anyway. So, going to use my Q right here, going to use my Twin Fang, going to use it again, and then flash over the wall and be able to pick up another kill and start a rampage with my score being 4-0. And Nocturne going to pick up blue buff instead of giving it to me for some stupid reason, I don't know why. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get that blue buff. But it doesn't matter because I don't really need it against him. Anyway, so Cho'Gath going to flash after me, going to try his knock up, and then going to actually try and ult me, but stupidly actually ulted a minion instead. So that's going to be able to save me, just the stupidity of this Cho'Gath player. Well, it wasn't really stupidity, it was just really bad luck. Anyway, so going to recall, I think I sell one of my Doran's rings and buy a Hextech. Oh, no, instead I do buy Sorc shoes and some more health pots and mana potions. Anyway, and then basically after my Will of the Ancients, I like to go for Rabadons, and then after that, basically depends on the game. If I want to be a little bit more tanky, I'll go for a Rylai's, and meanwhile, whoop, there we go. And meanwhile, Ash actually going to die again to, I think it was Ari and somebody else. And meanwhile, Bot are actually going to be able to destroy that turret because they were, let's see, 3-0 bot, so that's going to push us ahead really far. And you can basically see that it is probably going to be game over now. As you can see, it is 9-2 in kills with Ash having the 2 deaths. And we are ahead 2 turrets to none. And me and Gragas are getting pretty fed. And so is Nocturne, not as much, but, you know. Alright. So, after Rabadons or Rylai's, what I like to normally go for maybe is in this particular match, I know that I did actually go Will of the Ancients, Rabadons, and then I basically went straight for ability power. So anyway, so going to use my ultimate, going to be able to stun Ziggs, and then be able to get another kill on him and go 5-0, get unstoppable. And we are going to go chasing after this Cho'Gath. I am going to actually double ignite him, and he is going to be able to maybe get away. Greg is going to flash after him and then use his barrel and then pick up a kill and actually start his rampage, and that's going to give me an assist, and I'm going to be 5-0-1. And here comes Twitch, and I'm actually going to take quite a few turret shots because I was actually queuing the minions, but he was there and he just happened to be in my way. Anyway, so we are going to go after this Twitch, and because I was queuing him earlier, I am going to get an assist as Nocturne uses his ultimate to catch up to him and get the kill. Anyway, so going to get this turret here, and Zig's going to try and get us away from the turret using his ultimate, but not going to work as he is pretty underfarmed. 0-5, and those are all because of me, and 46 minions. I'm not doing too good myself, 69 minions, but I am going 5-0-2, and that certainly makes up for it. Anyway, gonna pop my miasma to slow him down, and then just get out and just go back, pick up those, pick up that hex tech. Anyway, so Ari going after this Ashe, and I do believe that Ashe just missed her ultimate, but it doesn't matter. Ashe actually going to be able to pick up the kill on Ari, and then just go back into the bush and start recalling. Anyway, so when I went back, still have those health potions, but yep, now do have that Hextech Revolver. And once you get a Will of the Ancients on Cassiopeia, you basically can have infinite sustain if you have blue buff. And meanwhile, Siva going to get a kill on Akali down in bot lane. Basically, once you have some spell vamp on Cassiopeia, and I do believe no, I don't believe I have the mastery. I think I spec'd in defensive masteries instead of utility. But meanwhile, Zig's getting chased by Gragas, and it doesn't matter because Gragas is going to be able to get the kill easily, and that's going to be very simple. And as you can see, Gragas also has his Hextech Revolver to build into Will of the Ancients. So basically, when you have some spell vamp on Cassiopeia, what it allows you to do is basically, you don't even need the jungler. You can just go get blue buff yourself, and when you do that, you basically can just spam, and then if you do have a little bit of less health than you would want, then that spell vamp and the blue buff would just help you heal right back up. So Cassiopeia, definitely one of the most strongest AP champions right now, and she probably is going to get addressed this issue sometime soon by Riot, but right now there are quite a few different other problems that Riot is having. Anyway, so I was coming top to gank, but I did want her to Hulk shot, but it doesn't matter. Going to use my ultimate, gonna fail because Ari actually used their ultimate. Meanwhile, Siva going to die to Akali in a 1v1 situation. And me and Nocturne going to chase after this Ari, going to get exhausted. I'm going to use my miasma, and that was a nice ultimate, going to get off, and I'm going to be able to use my Twin Fangs to deal so much damage. Nocturne going to be able to pick up the kill, unfortunately going to die to Twitch and lose his killing spree. Ashe going to get chased, gonna flash over the wall, but here comes Cho'Gath, and I didn't know which way to go, and in the end I'm gonna go the wrong way. Cho'Gath going to get chased, Ashe going to get chased by Cho'Gath, and looks like he's going to die, unfortunately. Anyway, so that was a bit stupid of me. I did sort of go around the wrong way, but other than that, sorry. Anyway, so I'm going to just speed this up just a tad. Anyway, so basically I run into Twitch, run into into Cho'Gath, going to get silenced, going to get slowed by Twitch, but it doesn't matter, they're just going to back off. And I did see that Twitch was pretty low, but it doesn't matter. So just going to speed this up just a tad. Going to use my miasma. Here I actually make a mistake. I'm actually going to stick around way too long, and look at this, going to run into Akali, Cho'Gath, and Twitch, and Akali's going to be able to get the kill on me and actually get my killing spree. So that's going to set me back a little bit. I should have just recalled, but for some random reason I didn't. And that's going to give me my first death of the game. Anyway, so I do have my Hextech Revolver, and now I do have my Amplifying Term to build into Will of the Ancients, as I said earlier. Anyway, so Greg is going to get blue buff. We were going to start alternating blue buff, he and me, because... he and I, whatever you want to say, because we were both AP casters that needed blue buff. And as you can see, Gragas actually already does have his Will of the Ancients. Rightio, so yeah, basically Cassiopeia able to deal so much damage, as I keep saying, and Gragas going to go. Oh, there was another kill mid, but it doesn't matter. Going to be a 1v1, 1-for-1. Anyway, Gragas going to gank this Twitch. Gonna actually fail his ultimate. Going to actually body slam after him, but Twitch is going to actually flash out and then go invisible, and Gragas is going to have to stop chasing now. And I just want to say that view looks really, really weird. I don't know how people can even play with that. Wow, this looks so weird now. Like if you look at this, whoa. If you look at this for like a long time, and then you look at this looks so much weirder. Maybe because it's like LoLReplay, it sort of zooms out a bit more. Like that's normal. Anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Getting a bit off topic there. So yeah, going to all just be mid and farm and stuff like that. And unfortunately, Greg is going to steal all that CS at the back there. Anyway, so gonna try and push on this turret, gonna try and push these enemies back, but here comes Cho'Gath, gonna keep him safe, and then unfortunately we're going to have to back off here as Siva backdooring bot, and then Nocturne just clearing our jungle. Anyway, so I did want to go after this Ziggs, but Gragas and I were going to go after him, but Cho'Gath did actually cut off Gragas, but it doesn't matter because Ziggs going to go after me, and that was actually some nice damage. I think that was from one barrel and a volley from Ashe. Anyway, so probably I would actually be able to... I forgot. Anyway, so going to be able to pick up this blue buff, hopefully, if Siva gives it to me. Going to take it really quickly as here comes Cho'Gath, but going to use my miasma, fail, and it doesn't matter because I'm going to get chased here, going to get ignited, unfortunately going to get eaten, and then going to be able to die. With the Siva actually almost getting Ziggs, but Ziggs actually going to use his satchel thing and then pick up the kill. Anyway, Nocturne going to use his ultimate, going to use his fear thing, but fail it because Ari flashed away, and then Nocturne gonna use his ghost, but to no avail. And here comes Akali, gonna run into her, going to go after her, going to be able to take her down really easily. Then they're going to engage on Cho'Gath. Here comes the Ashe ultimate, here comes the Gragas ultimate, and then Gragas going to be able to finish that off with a basic attack. Anyway, so look at me, I have my Will of the Ancients, woohoo! Gonna be so beneficial for this Ashe and Sivir. I do want to say, I believe this was Zig's patch, so the changes to Emblem of Valor and Stark's Fervor are now in place. So Stark's Fervor now Zeke's Herald, and is changed a bit from things like Kindle Gem, Dagger, and Vampiric Scepter. And where is it? Anyway, gonna go after this Ziggs. Not going to even need to tower dive him, just gonna use my poison from my Noxious Blast, and then my Ignite, and then that's gonna be enough to take him down. I do believe Emblem of Valor, that was the difference. Now it does not have any lifesteal, it actually goes from a rejuvenation bead, sorry, and a cloth armor. And now that doesn't actually build into a Stark's Fervor or Zeke's Herald. Anyway, going to get ganged on by Twitch and Akali, and unfortunately I am going to die there. Anyway, so Emblem of Valor now builds into the new item, Locket of the Iron Solari. Basically it gives health, armor, and it also does build from a Heart of Gold. And nearby allied champions gain 15 health regen per 5 seconds, and it does also contain an active shield yourself and nearby allies for 5 seconds, absorbing up to 50 plus 10 per level damage, 60-second cooldown. I'm not sure if you want to know this, but personally I both agree and disagree with these changes, while Greg is going to pick up another kill. And Sivir going to just go down bot. Yeah, you thought I was going to say dragon, weren't you? Anyway, so going to go top, try and get that farm before it actually dies to the tower. Oh, no. Seems I'm going to get blue buff instead. Anyway, so basically, what I like about the change, what I don't like, no, sorry. I'll start with what I like. And actually, Twitch going to be able to get a kill on Nocturne, and then going to actually somehow stun our Ashe. I'm not sure how that happened. Oh, no stun, sorry. And Ashe is actually going to die, unfortunately, but we'll actually get a kill on Akali. So 2 for 1, but the enemy Twitch is going to get a little bit fed. Anyway, so I do have blue buff, so I did want to go after this Cho'Gath. Try and not use my ultimate if I can't, if I don't need to. Anyway, so going to not get knocked up, going to have the Ignite on Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath going to flash over the wall, and then look at this, Greg is flashing over the wall. I'm not too sure why, and unfortunately not die, just get away. Meanwhile, Sivir did get ganked bot as she was backdooring, and then actually going to die. Anyway, so what I like about the changes, it's a more dynamic range for supports, because they're able to build things like from a Heart of Gold, and meanwhile I am going to get a kill on Ziggs, but unfortunately died to Ari. I knew I was going to die regardless, so I might as well take them down with me. That's what you want to do in a situation like that. If you know you're going to die, don't just try and run away. Try and actually fight it out, and try and actually take as many as you can down with you, and if you do that, then they'll be much more beneficial than if you ran and then died. Anyway, so gonna pick up a needlessly large rod, as I said before, to build into a Rabadon's Death Cap. Anyway, so yeah, more dynamic range for building builds for supports. You can build that Heart of Gold into a Locket of the Iron Solari, and not necessarily into either Nothing or Randuin's Omen. Randuin's Omen is sort of more an item if the enemy is a lot of AD. Say if they have 2 ranged AD carries, say an Ezreal jungle and an Ashe bot and a Sivir solo top. I'm not sure who the hell would do that in a team comp, but, you know, and they're all really fed, then go for your life, go for a Randuin and Zoman. But the good thing about Look Over the Island Solari, it's actually cheaper as well, and actually this is Bob going to be able to get another kill on Cho'Gath, and actually is going to go 8-0-4 and start a legendary. Meanwhile, I am 7-4-3. Anyway, gonna go try and go out to the Ziggs, and look at this, he's gonna run back into my potion and get a kill, and I'm actually going to get a double kill using my ultimate to try and stun the Twitch, which I did, then get the kill. But I did make a mistake here. I did actually use I was actually talking to This Is Bob through Vent, and I have it actually not on control to talk, but push to talk is actually on shift, and when you shift and right click and LOL, it attacks the nearest enemy, and because of that, it started taking minions over here instead of what I wanted to do was run down here. I was right clicking down here like that, but unfortunately it took me over here, so Akali was able to get the kill on me. But it doesn't matter, I do now have enough gold to buy a blasting wand, and then soon my Rabadon's death cap. So yeah, look at all the Iron Solari, actually a good item. It's cheaper. It now, because it builds from an Emblem of Valor, is much better for supports, and also it's much better against if you're against like heavy AD champs, then it's great to get Randuin Zoman for the reasons I stated earlier. But if you're not necessarily against like straight AD, or if it's a mixture, or if it's like mainly AP, for instance, Locker of the Iron Solari is a great item because it does give that shield, that absorption shield. It doesn't look like much, but that's basically 10 multiplied by 18. That's 180 plus 50, and that's actually 230. So 200. It's basically giving your team 230 more health. Anyway, so me and Greg is gonna fight over this blue buff, but it looks like Sivir's gonna take it for some very stupid reason, and none of us wanting to start Dragon, cause we all want somebody else to actually start it, and we're going to actually take this down really quickly. And that is the benefit of Cassiopeia. With that high damage output from a Twin Fang with that cooldown, she can just do things such as Dragon and Baron really quickly, and buffs. Anyway, so going to go after this Ari, but we did exhaust ult and all that crap, but actually going to, she is going to ult away. And an Ashe ultimate going to go after, try and get that Ari, but Twitch was in the way, and unfortunately going to block that kill. Anyway, so Greg is going to get the kill on Twitch, and then I'm going to get Akali, who tried and come up behind, and then Greg is going to score a double kill on Ziggs, who was trying to help out as well. So that's going to be a 3-0, and right now this game, like I said earlier, basically GG. Anyway, so yeah, that's basically my thoughts. Emblem of Valor, also a good early game item for supports and tanks as well, because it doesn't necessarily have lifesteal, it just has more armor. Well, it gives armor, not more armor, and it also gives health regen per 5 seconds as an aura. So it's great for lane sustain for those that don't have heals, such as, for instance, this would be a great item on Leona. And actually, the new Leona skin is actually Locket of the Iron Solari, or Solari Leona. Unfortunately, I don't know what it looks like though. Anyway, gonna be a 1v1 mid. Cho'Gath and Nocturne going to exchange stats and give us a little bit more of a lead sort of thing. Anyway, so going to just get level 16 as I recall, so I'm gonna have 3 points in my ultimate now, and that's gonna help out greatly in team fights, as it does deal quite a fair bit of damage now. Anyway, so Greg is gonna pick up like 1 or 2 more kills. I have absolutely no idea. He just keeps getting kills and kills and kills. As you can see, 13-0-5. And this was a little bit of a joke between me and This Is Bob. we started to get Mejais, as there's this joke thing between us. It's never too late to get a Mejais. Don't actually do this in like ranked unless you're like extremely cocky. Like, we knew this game was basically ours, and Greg is gonna try and steal my blue buff, but failing. So he's already got 4 stacks, and I've got 0 stacks, so it was a little bit of a competition who can get to 20 quickest. Anyway, so gonna notice Twitch and walking with me, but not gonna really give a crap, and he's just gonna go invisible and escape easily. Anyway, so that's basically, I don't know, the moral of the story. It's never too late for a Mejais. Anyway, Twitch going to be able to get a kill on Ash. Meanwhile, Nocturne gonna just dive in and unfortunately die. Gonna be major lag. I'm gonna go up to Cho'Gath, going to be able to pick up the kill. Then I'm going to ult after this. Well, my ultimate didn't actually go off. If I had ulted this Twitch earlier, then I probably would have been able to get away either with more health or actually get the kill using my lifesteal, and then being able to get up to 4 stacks instead of just 1 or 2. Oh well though. So right now have quite a bit of gold, going to try and build into that Rabadons, and then after that go Void Staff and then just flat AP. Anyway, Siva going to be able to get a kill on Twitch. Gonna try and go into the Ziggs really low, and not going to be able to get him, but doesn't matter because here comes Gragas to save the day. Gonna ult, gonna be able to actually deal tremendous damage to this Ahri. Going to be able to pick up Ziggs, gonna keep throwing barrels at this Ahri, and then 1 body slam, gonna be able to kill her, and I believe the damage on that body slam was around 850 or something. That's what he was telling me in Vent, so that's quite a bit of damage in my opinion. IMO. Anyway, so just gonna speed this up just a tad bit if you hadn't noticed, because you know some people tend to not notice. Like, I could speed up like that much, but I don't like it that much. Anyway, so their blue is up, so I should be actually trying to go for that. You should try and go for blue as much as you can. Anyway, going to ult after this Twitch, and that was actually a really nice ultimate by this Ashe, well timed. Just after my stun ward off, her stun actually came, and that's going to be like a 3.5 to 4 second stun on that Twitch, and that's going to be able to allow me to deal enough damage to be able to kill him. Anyway, so going to go back, gonna pick up my Rabadons, blah 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 blah, and let's see what I pick up. Nothing, it seems. Okay, I'm fine with that. Anyway, so look at the Iron Solari. That's basically what I like. The only thing I don't like about the recent changes to Emblem of Valor, Iron Solari, and Stark's Fervor, aka Ziggs Herald, is that I normally like to buy the Emblem of Valor on holy crap. On some AD champs, because I liked how it gave lifesteal from the thingo, whatever it was. I don't know what it was. Emblem of Valor. Anyway, so going to actually die there, but going to get deal enough damage for this is Bob to get a double kill, and then for our Siva to get pick up the 3rd kill, and that's gonna go a 3 for 1. So that was an easy trade. I would do that any day, and that's actually going to boost me up all the way to 4 stacks, while Greg is already on 14 stacks. Anyway, so that's basically what I don't like about Stark's Fervor now, or Ziggs Herald, or Emblem of Valor, whatever you want to say, because I used to buy it for the extra lifesteal on Emblem of Valor, but now, the Riot is sort of switching their attention to the, solo top tanks, and, those type of champions, and tank supports, all that, because they want to something, I forgot what. Anyway, so almost gonna die that Sivir, but it doesn't matter. Gonna be able to exhaust things, Fear, and then lifesteal just enough to survive. Meanwhile, Ash gonna get a double kill on Ziggs, and I believe it was, what's his name? Twitch. Anyway, so that's just my opinion. If you wanted to know about the new item changes, anyway, so gonna go after the Cho'Gath, gonna exhaust him. I don't know why he has a Guardian Angel and he's under a turret, and Nocturne's almost dead. Anyway, so that's one thing I want to point out with the Will of the Ancients. You'll hear people say double Will of the Ancients anyway, and I'm gonna actually flash out because I'm really low, but it doesn't matter because that turret's just gonna finish me off, and Cho'Gath is actually gonna pick up that kill. So unnecessary death right there, but it's a normal game, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, so the great thing about double Will of the Ancients, people normally say, oh, it's unique, it doesn't stack, blah blah blah, why should we double Will of the Ancients? Well, the thing about that is because two people, like one person shouldn't get two Will of the Ancients because the spellbound doesn't stack, but the aura stacks. So if you noticed, whenever I was around Gragas, I would have two icons for Will of the Ancients, and because of this, I was able to get double the amount of a spellbound that I gained from the aura. So I'll show you that once I'm near him and when I'm not near him. Anyway, so I'm gonna set up maybe for a Baron here. Gragas gonna pick up blue buff unless I can get there, but it looks like he's gonna take it. Anyway, so I do have now Will of the Ancients, Mejais, Rabadon, Silkshoes, and I also have a Blasting Wand and an Amplifying Tome, and meanwhile, actually, Sivir gonna die to Twitch, and this was a bit stupid of ours. Sivir, we saw Sivir walking down and actually noticing Twitch. Twitch goes invisible, and then Sivir tries to go for Dragon. Don't do this because the probability is that Twitch will either follow you or just stay around there. And if he does that, then you're basically screwed because he can just steal it, kill you, etc. And you'll have that debuff on you if you're an AD champ that slows down attack speed, and that doesn't help. Anyway, so gonna pick up an easy dragon there, and be on our merry way. Pardon me. My throat's a bit hoarse. Anyway, so Nocturne gonna use his ultimate, gonna go after Cho'Gath once again, for some reason, going after the guy with a GA. And that was actually a nice Ziggs ultimate, hitting 3 people, dealing quite a bit of damage. Whatever her name is, Ash gonna be actually able, forced to flash away. Anyway, that was a nice Twitch, Ash ultimate, gonna barely save me, gonna almost get away, but looks like that Twitch gonna kill me just as I get a double kill, and I'm not sure what else happened just then. But it doesn't look, it's not much happening, just a basic team fight. That was basically a 1-for-3 situation, as 2 of them actually have DC'd now. They're RA player and they're a Kali player, so I'm just going to speed this up just a tad bit. Basically, push into the base, and as you can see, I do now have my Void Staff, and I don't really have anything else that I really want to build for. Basically, you just want to build whatever you need that's necessary. Anyway, going to go after this Baron now, and gonna take it down really fast now. We have Baron buff. Gonna push. Some of my team gonna recall actually. Let's see, 3 of them. Pick up stuff. Anyway, going to actually get quite a bit of damage on me. As I get harassed by some people. Anyway, so actually going to hit Twitch with my Noxious Blast, and because of that movement speed, going to be able to get him. Anyway, going to use my ultimate, going to use my miasma, going to use my Twin Fangs and my Noxious Blast, and because of that high damage on Twin Fang, I'm going to be able to burst him down really quickly. So as you can see, and Ash going to be able to get a kill on Cho'Gath. Eventually we kill that bugger. Anyway, oh wow. Anyway, so I just do want to point out my Noxious Blast, it does have a little bit of a low base damage, 235 on my Q. That's actually a fair amount. But as you can see, plus 548. When I have 609 AP, that's actually probably a fair amount. That's like a 0.8 ratio. And Greg is just going to get yet another kill and go 1809. Absolutely smashing him. And as you can see, Miasma, not exactly a damage spell, which is why nobody actually levels it up. 65 plus 91. That's amazing, that damage. No, I'm kidding. That's actually pretty low. Anyway, so I do have 7 stacks on my Mejais, I do want to point out. And Gragas has 18, almost there. But looks like they're going to... Oh, I think I froze it. Yep, there we go. Anyway, so my Twin Fangs, 200 plus 335. 335, so that's about a 0.5 ratio. And because of that, on a 0.5 second cooldown, that's basically 1,000 damage every second. And if you can get 1,000 damage every second, then that's a fair amount of damage. Anyway, so that's going to be GG. We do destroy the Nexus 3v5 at the end. And unfortunately, Greg is going to get really pissed because he got to 18 stacks and not 20. So, thanks guys for watching. Like, favorite, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Hope you guys enjoyed this match. Like, leave a comment on who would like me to play next. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys took some information from this video, whatever you want. And, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.